Welcome to the Stomper Museum. Today I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the Facebook auctions on the group and the timestamps and why they are important. Okay, today we have a auction here. More or less we have a format that has your location, your starting bid, your end time, and all that sort of thing. You have some pictures there. Underneath you have people commenting how much they would like to pay, how much they're willing to pay. So as you can see, each one of these guys have put in a bid. If I need to know what time someone bid, all I need to do is scroll over where it says one day underneath here, and it tells me May 11th at 9:43 p.m. is when that was put in. So let's scroll down to a ended listing here. That's the Stomper rules. That's the format. Just got to search that on the group search if you ever need it. Anyway, let's get down here to... Okay, here we are. We had a auction going last night. Ended at 9:59 p.m. on Tuesday. And when we scroll down here, you can see that I clarified, once the clock rolls over to 10 Eastern Standard Time, no more bids are accepted. So once it rolls to 10, you're out. So let's scroll down here to the end, because we had a couple last minute bidders and it caused some confusion, and that's the reason I'm making the video. Alright, here we are toward the bottom. Alright, we can see we had two bids, and it says it was the last 12 hours of the listing, or 12 hours ago. And this one was 2:02 and this one was 2:15. So everyone assumed that this one won because they were both in the last couple of minutes. But if you scroll over the timestamp on Facebook, it says yesterday at 10 p.m. Well, as we put above, any bids, once it rolls over to 10, don't count. So this one doesn't count, so that means we go back to the next bid, which is this one, and it was at 9:59. So this one would be accepted and this one would be void. So this is why it's important to have timestamps. You can't really go by the clock on the wall or the one on your satellite dish or anything like that. It pretty much has to be the timestamp on Facebook. That's all we can go by. So I know it sucks to lose a listing after you've been bidding and all of that sort of thing, but we have to go by this to keep it fair. That way there's no favoritism on the group toward one person. It's hard to go by where it says 12 hours, because as you can see, this says 12 hours ago, this says 12 hours ago, and this says 12 hours ago, and we know that all those aren't 12 hours ago. So if you look here, it says yesterday at 9:44 on this bid. This one says 9:59, and this one says 10 o'clock. So that's what we go by, and that's why if there's last minute bidding, I typically go to my PC and I bring up the group and I go look at the timestamps, and I usually put a screenshot of each timestamp up on the group just so that it's fair and people can see what's going on. So let's take a second here and look at the format and some of the basics that I have here. I keep it a little loose because I want sellers to feel like they have some freedom to do a few little things here and there, but for the most part I want all of this information right here to be in your listing, because that keeps it familiar for the buyers. But as far as how long you want to go, if you want to go 24 or 48 hours, that's fine. The time of day you want it to end is fine with me, as long as the format is like I've got it here, where it says 8:59 p.m. Any bids after I need to probably reword that, but any bids after 9 p.m. will not be accepted, and then have the date here in that format. But this basically lets them know that 8:59, you can still bid a minute during 8:59. There's still a lot of seconds left there, and Facebook doesn't go by seconds. So you've got all the way until that clock rolls over to 9 p.m. and once it rolls over, they're no longer accepting bids. So if I check the timestamps and it says 9 p.m., then you were too late. It has to be during that last 9:59 period. So the other things here, we like our sellers to be approved on the group, because a lot of groups just let anybody come on and start selling stuff. And with our auctions, since it's a little different format, we kind of like a guy that has been around a little while, and we know his reputation. We know that he's going to sell it and do the right thing, and that he's going to pack it well so that it doesn't make the museum and all of its members look bad. So we typically just ask for a couple references in the hobby, and you can just PM me or Andrew or one of the moderators, and we can get you steered in the right direction. And just basically go to the search box on the group and type in Stomper auction rules or guidelines, and this post will come up, and this will give you your format. And like I said, all you have to do is highlight all of this, and you copy it, and then you go up and start you a new post and paste it there, and then go in and edit all of these things here, add your photos of your vehicle and your description, and post it up. And then you've kind of got to keep a little more track of it. It's not quite as easy as eBay, where it just lets everybody know, but there's no fees, and all the money that you make is yours. If you decide to donate something to the group, that's appreciated. We'll do giveaways with that. But I think that basically covers what the group's about when it comes to auctions and things like that. And I hope that we can keep it fun and not constantly have problems when there's two people bidding toward the end. A lot of people like to wait to the last second, and I don't blame them, because that's where you win in the last minute. You don't win at the beginning. But we do appreciate that people bid early and bid often, because as long as people can get halfway decent money out of their stompers here, they won't always have to put them on eBay, where everyone's having to pay a tax and pay fees and all sorts of different things like that. So I appreciate you listening. I know it's been a little long and drawn out, but I wanted people to kind of understand what all this stuff's about and why it's so important to go by timestamps. And I don't want people mad thinking they got cheated. And we all have buddies on the groups and things like that, but when it comes down to it, we have to do the right thing, and the timestamps keep everyone on the same page. Thank you for listening, and I hope this helps.